your sibling. Let's get into conversation about cars. Are you into EVs, electronic vehicles? Are you a big fan? Have you been in an EV before?
I actually haven't.
You haven't?
Like
Okay.
that would be very novel for me. I'm looking forward to experimenting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
From redefining socks as a statement of swagger to reimagining what African innovation looks like, Sbu September Ngwenya is no stranger to bold moves. Now he's shifting gears, quite literally, with a groundbreaking project called SSS Cars, South Africa's first premium electric vehicle brand. Recently recognized in Parliament for his trailblazing vision, Sbu isn't just chasing headlines, he's chasing history, and his mission to electrify Africa by fusing sustainability, style, and world-class local manufacturing. He built a sock empire with just one product. Now he's building the future on four wheels. He's joining us now on the line, the fearless founder, the disruptor, the innovator, Sbu September. Sbu, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Upside. First of all, you are a South African. You understand the plight of load shedding once upon a time, and then you decided, I'm going to create an electric vehicle. Tell us the story.
Well, I think when you're an entrepreneur, you exist from a very experimental place, but also you exist from a very optimistic place. And with the recent appointment of the Minister of Electricity, I know for sure that by the time we launch our vehicle in late 2026, entering 2027, the electricity crisis in South Africa would have been sorted by then or almost there. But at the same time, I'm a student of the universe or a global trotter. I'm currently in San Francisco at the epicenter of electric vehicles. In San Francisco, there's already self-driving cars all around the city. So I know for sure that as South Africans, if we're going to develop a new product, we're gonna have to be futuristic about it. Hence, we chose an electric vehicle. Of course, internally, I'm giving you guys some info that is not privy to the public, but there is some conversation of a hybrid vehicle as well.
So what makes SSS Cars different from international brands of electric vehicles? And why do you think it's so important for you to build one here in South Africa, but in particular?
Okay, cool. I'm going to go roundabout answering your question, right? Over a decade ago, when I entered the fashion industry through socks, I'm talking about the new age brands. I'm not talking about those that come before us, but I'm talking about my peers who are my age. The industry was not what you see today. We didn't have brands as big as the ones that you are exposed to. And I know for sure that I exist as a pioneer in my space. And entering the automotive industry, the 100-year-old South African automotive industry that has never been touched, that exists, that has plenty of global players. I know that as a new entrant, our biggest job is not to reinvent the wheel, but our biggest task as the first ever South African premium car brand is to make sure that we bring a good quality car. So the latest technology that you can think of on every vehicle that we currently have on the market is going to be available. But the different source or the different aspect of our vehicle is that it's a South African owned brand. For anybody, and I think you guys are exposed to this, for anybody who exists in the IP space, in the intellectual space, you know very well that the money doesn't sit with the product maker, but the money sits with anybody that owns the IP. BMW owns their IP, but they're in Germany. And I can go on and on and on with the many car brands that own their IP, still produce their cars in South Africa, but the intellectual property is owned outside the country, meaning that majority of the money is going outside the country. So what we are doing is owning the IP as a South African brand, meaning that the money stays in South Africa and we will have the ability to create more jobs.
Love that. From socks to supercars, we're currently in conversation with the man who's getting ready to electrify Africa. His name is Sbu September, or Sbu September Ngwenya.
I love that rebrand.
Right. I love that.
It's the one.
It's 22 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We'll continue our conversation with him right after this.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
22 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's continue our conversation with the man behind SSS Cars. It's South Africa's first premium electric vehicle brand, and it has recently received the thumbs up in Parliament, and we're currently in conversation with Sbu September Ngwenya to tell us a bit more about it. Sibusiso, let's talk about cars in general. Because you went from fashion, socks, and then you go to cars. That's quite an extreme stretch. Where did that interest come from?
Well, I think we should go back into my history and we will see a pattern of somebody who keeps on jumping into various industries that he almost knows nothing about. But I think my biggest skill as the managing director of our organization is to gather talent around me that is qualified, that is experienced, and that is knowledgeable to help us build a credible company. Before I started my sock business over a decade ago, I was in the acting space. I'm a speech and drama student who knew nothing about socks, but I gave my entire 20s to make sure that I learn every single detail about the sock making process, the sock manufacturing process, and the sock distribution process. And I think the same skill applies in the automotive industry. It's all about having a willingness to be teachable and the spirit to learn each and every process. At the end of the day, business principles are the same. Whether you are selling a sock for 150 rands or you're selling a car for 550,000 rands, the aim at the end of the day is to make sure that we deliver a premium quality product to the end user. And we are following the same process too. I think when I entered the fashion industry, I knew that I only have 10 years to give to it. And I think 3 years towards my 30s, that call, especially when I started visiting other parts of the world, I knew that the fashion industry is no longer for me. I can no longer contribute into it. It's a matured industry right now in South Africa. We need to enter industries that have been untouched. As I mentioned at the beginning of my interview, the South African automotive industry is 100 years old. It's the same players, and there hasn't been any new entrants besides the Chinese. So I knew that if I'm going to leave an industry where I'm comfortable, which is the fashion industry, where I'm thriving and winning, I'm going to have to go for a mission that's bigger than me. And what is more bigger than me than pioneering a new industry for other kids in South Africa who can look at it and say, yo, I want to be an automaker too. I want to go into the automotive industry and make a change. So I think that is when the thinking started around 2020. And in 2022, I got the opportunity to interact with the country's current sitting president, Mr. Ramaphosa, and I shared my vision of revolutionizing the South African automotive industry. And thank God he publicly endorsed our idea, and since then we have been on a roadshow trying to fundraise in order for us to make sure that we succeed as an automotive company.
Listen, in order to be great, you've got to be fearless, and you definitely wear that T-shirt proudly. And this is what I've always actually really admired about you, is you take your ideas right to the top. You know, you take it to policy making level. But let's talk about the car. Tell us about the car. Where are we in terms of the development stages of it? What features are in there? You know, what can we actually look forward to? Is it uniquely made for me as a South African?
One thing I can tell you is that we have considered females a lot. There's a TikTok that has been going around of two females saying that they, if cars were made by women, this and this and this and this and this will be included in the car. And as somebody who was raised by his late grandmother, my mom, my aunt, and my sister, those are people who've parented me. Those are people who've given me my values and my worldviews. And I can tell you right now that our car is one of the few cars who consider women's needs above everything else, you know. And in terms of the specificities, as a brand builder, we want to keep everything a secret so that the anticipation is there. But I promise you and Channel Africa that you are going to be the first people in September of 2026 when we reveal our car to be there and see what's in the vehicle. But for now, I cannot say much because the gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Okay, gentlemen.
Listen, we are looking forward. We are looking forward to it. Tell us about you want to electrify Africa beyond the cars as well. Talk to us about the greater vision. Yes, we're seeing the cars now and we're looking forward to that, but what's the bigger vision for you?
Well, the bigger vision, listen, without getting into much detail, the bigger vision is global dominance. I think today in the world, whether you are from a small township in Tsakane or a small township in Detroit called Houghton, where I got to live over the past 3 months, if you're building a brand, if you have an idea, if your idea only applies to your local community and will not impact the world, you are going to struggle greatly. The vision is global dominance. I am inspired by individuals like Black Coffee, Trevor Noah, Tyler, who've taken their art and storytelling to the rest of the world. And as an entrepreneur who exists in the creative business space, I too want to take my ideas across the globe.
Okay. Man, this is amazing. And can I just say, I don't know anyone with the first name Sibusiso who's mediocre. Listen, they take over whole areas. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
They are world changers, global shifters, shapers. This is amazing, man. We're speaking to Sbu September, and of course, he has been talking to us about his project, SSS Cars, that is aimed at creating South Africa's first premium electric vehicle brand. And now he has all my attention because apparently this vehicle is designed for the feminine. So listen, I can't wait to drive away in one. Sbu, thank you so much. All the best. Where can we track the progress of the project? Anywhere where we can follow you?
People can keep their eyes on our socials, which is SSS Cars, and then they can follow me on my social media, which is Sbu September. But we're going to be all over the news pretty soon.
Okay, sounds exciting. Thank you very much, Sbu September. We're definitely going to be following online so that we can get specs of what the car looks like, possibly, potentially before September 2026, which actually is around the corner. Hey, don't think it's too far away. It's around the corner. It's 1:30. Let's check in with sports.